What's going on, guys? What's going on with Brandon for guys today, coming at you with a brand new Nintendo video, my friends. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my personal top 10 suggestions that you guys can get your loved ones for Christmas, Nintendo themed, of course, as we are doing this on the Nintendo channel, or even ask for, I suppose, for Christmas. It's always better to give than receive, but either or, it works out. These are kind of my top 10 suggestions. I did cheat a little bit in the sense that some of these categories I kind of crammed in a few other suggestions into. You'll see once we get into it, but you know, there's so many great ideas. I want to give you guys as many ideas as humanly possible. So without further ado, my friends, Nintendo themed ideas for Christmas 2017, as it's only 3 weeks away at the time of recording, and there's not a lot of time to waste. So let's get into it, my friends. Alright, my friends, coming in number 10, stocking stuffers. Now, this is what I kind of mean by that I cheat a little bit. I cramped in a few different ideas into one. Some of my ideas for stocking stuffers could be anything from like Nintendo-themed candy, Nintendo posters. So, Nintendo posters, you guys see I got a Super Mario Odyssey one, I got a Breath of the Wild one. You know what else I'm going to include into that? Now, this is not really a stocking stuffer. Posters you can roll up and stuff into a stocking, but if you guys can see behind me, I have some framed pictures, some framed Zelda pictures. You guys can pick those up as well, usually at GameStop or EB Games. That's where I found those. A little bit more expensive, like, you know, more like $15, $20, $25, depending if you're in Canada or in the US. But those are great ideas for gifts as well, so I'm going to kind of sneak that in as well. Pokemon cards is another one. I'm a huge fan of Pokemon cards personally. I love collecting them. Obviously, it's a game that you can play, or you can just collect them, either or. This is just a very small fraction of my collection personally. So if you guys, you know, have any loved ones that are into Pokemon cards are never a bad idea. They're like a few bucks per pack. I would highly suggest, you know, maybe trying to ask your loved one what kind of specific Pokemon set they're into, if they know, because there's different kind of sets with the card series. You know, there's anything from Sun and Moon, X and Y. I mean, X and Y, you might have a harder time finding those ones because Sun and Moon's the new thing right now. But even within Sun and Moon, there's different, you know, variations. There's like Crimson Skies, there's Burning Shadows, there's different ones. So maybe try to find out, you know, in a sneaky way what kind of they're into. The other thing that you can't go wrong with this one is an eShop gift card. Now, an eShop gift card is basically something you find in the electronics section pretty much anywhere, any retailer that has an electronics section. And it's basically a Nintendo card that has, you know, different values on it, whether it be $10, $25, $50, etc. And you get to sneak that into a stocking. No, even if it's just a, you know, cheap $10 one, it's always, you know, about the thought that matters. It doesn't have to be, you know, super expensive. It's whatever you can afford, right? It's the gift, it's the thought that counts behind all of these gifts. And again, basically the person just enters the code that's on that card into their, you know, their console, whether it's a Nintendo Switch, 2DS, 3DS, Wii U, whatever, and then they can download games, or they can buy games and download them using that eShop credit, if you will. Alright, coming in at number 9, my friends, is Amiibo. Now, you can't go wrong with Amiibo. Amiibo are amazing. They can be used in-game for, you know, different games for special unlockables. But the coolest thing about them, in my opinion, is the fact that they're, you know, officially licensed, really high-quality Nintendo figurines, which I think any Nintendo fan would appreciate. Now, again, it depends what kind of games your loved one is into. If they're into Zelda or Mario or, you know, Metroid. I mean, there's literally Amiibo for pretty much every single Nintendo game that exists. So you just got to find out what kind of Nintendo games they're into and kind of look them up. But here's a quick little idea of some of the ones I like personally. So there's the Super Mario Odyssey ones that you can find. Peach, I think, is kind of hard to find. She's usually sold out. But if you can find her, I mean, you know, amazing. You know, there's Mario, there's Bowser. Again, these are all the Super Mario Odyssey line. There's a ton of Zelda Breath of the Wild amiibos. There's the Link Archer. There's the new Champion amiibo that just came out recently. So there's these ones here. And there's 2 other champions. There's a lot. There's a lot of different kinds of amiibo that exist. So I mean, honestly, just, you know, you can't go wrong with pretty much any of them. So that's what you know, number 9 in my opinion. Alright, so coming in at number 8, my friends, I actually do not own this one. I'm going to throw up a picture on screen right now. This is actually the Splattershot, Splatoon Splattershot blaster toy. And basically the way it works is it's a toy modeled after a gun in Splatoon, which is a Nintendo game. and it comes with like these little like ink, what do you call them? Ink canisters, I guess you could say. And they're completely water-based, so they're completely safe. They basically shoot like these sticky blobs, if you will, different colors and stuff like that. They come with goggles and stuff to protect your eyes, and they're just really a really cool, you know, gift idea, if you will. I would definitely highly recommend that for any Splatoon fan myself. Alright, so coming in at number 7, I also don't own this one, or these ones, but we're going to kind of include board games into this category. So one of the ones I recommend the most is Monopoly Gamer. It's a brand new Monopoly game. It's a twist on the classic Monopoly, and it's Super Mario based. You got, you know, the Mario characters like Mario, Yoshi, Princess Peach, Donkey Kong, Bowser, etc. You can buy some extra character figurines separately to use if you would like. But basically, reading the description, it's the Monopoly game with a Nintendo twist as it joins forces with beloved Nintendo video game characters. Instead of standard Monopoly tokens, the game features Super Mario characters, each with their own special powers within gameplay. Play as Mario, Princess Peach, Yoshi, or Donkey Kong. Finish the game by defeating Bowser at the end. It's not just about money in this game. Players earn points by buying properties, collecting coins, and beating bosses. The player with the highest score wins the game. So that's the one I would recommend the most out of the board games. So there's also a Zelda Monopoly, which is more of a classic Monopoly. There's a Legend of Zelda chest set. There's a Pokemon Monopoly. I mean, there's different Nintendo themed board games. I mean, if you go to your local GameStop, EB Games, or whatever, they're usually the best place to find those kind of things. So those are some of the things I would recommend as well. Alright, so coming in at number 6, this is one that my wife actually gave me as an early Christmas gift, so thank you very much to her, and I love it personally. It's basically an electronic ocarina, so it's not a real ocarina. You can get a real ocarina if you want. They're a little bit more pricey. That's another great idea, but this is an electronic ocarina. So if I open it up really quick, I can show you guys exactly how it works, and it's really cool. So basically it has a couple different modes set into it. It comes with like a little book too, that will show you, you know, some certain preset songs you can play, but there's also a free mode. So there's a switch on the back that you can just turn on and you can hear it. So if you play a certain song, you enter it in and it actually starts playing the song itself. It's really cool. And then there's obviously a free mode where you just, fool around. You just do whatever you want. So really a cool idea in my opinion, the electronic ocarina. You can find that at EB Games and GameStop, I believe. Alright friends, so coming in at number 5 are 3DS games. Now there's so many 3DS games I'd highly recommend. I just got a few here to show you guys, but I'm also going to mention a few others. Some of the ones that I recommend personally is if you have a Metroid fan, Metroid Samus Returns just came out. It's basically a remake and a reimagination, I guess you could say, of Samus 2, which was, I believe, was on the Game Boy a long time ago. There's Mario Top 100, which has the top 100 minigames from every single Mario game that ever came out on this little cartridge. And the beauty of this game is that it actually has download play, so if there's multiple people that have a 3DS or a 2DS console, they can all play together with just this one cartridge. So if you have multiple kids that have or it doesn't even have to be kids. I mean, I play it, so adults or kids, whatever, that have a 3DS or 2DS console, all you need is one cartridge and the whole family or all your friends can play. Another one, I mean, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. It's an absolute classic, remade from the N64 days, as well as Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. Again, amazing games. There's also Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds. There's Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon that just came out that I highly recommend. I'm having a blast playing that with my son currently. There's just so many 3DS games I would highly recommend. I mean, Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart 7, Super Mario Bros, or New Super Mario Bros 2, Super Mario 3D Land, Donkey Kong Country 3D. There's a lot of games. Like, if there's any specific 3DS games you'd like to know more about, leave a comment down below, and I'll be happy to help you guys out, especially with any of these categories. If there's anything else you want, further advice or information on, I'll be gladly to help you guys out. Just leave a comment down below. Alright, so we talked about 3DS games, but how about the Nintendo Switch, which has been out for less than a year now, but there is a stack of amazing games on the console. Now, some of the games I would highly recommend, the two specifically I would recommend the most are these two right here. So The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, perfect for any Zelda fan. I mean, this is an amazing game. You can spend countless hours in this game. And then we have Super Mario Odyssey, which is a brand new 3D Mario game that just came out. I've already beaten it, and it's absolutely incredible. Both these games are probably two of the best games that have come out in the past few years, to be quite honest with you. They're amazing games. I highly recommend both of them. And honestly, if you get either one for someone that, you know, one of your Nintendo fans, one of your loved ones that's a Nintendo fan, I don't know, I'm not good at grammar right now. You can't go wrong with either of these. They're absolutely amazing games. They are single player games though. So they're, you know, more story based. But there's some other games as well that are more multiplayer based. There's, you know, Splatoon 2, which is an amazing game. It's kind of like Nintendo's take on a shooting game, but it's not really a shooter in the sense of a classic shooter. You know, it's more like inking people, and you know, it's like a water gun fight, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? It's more friendly in that sense. There's ARMS, which is basically Nintendo's new fighting game, where it's kind of like a boxing game, if you will. Another amazing game. POKKEN Tournament Deluxe, which is basically you know, fighting with Pokemon. There's Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which is more a strategic game, you know, I guess kind of RPG, not RPG, but strategic turn-based action kind of game. It's a really cool game. And there's also, of course, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which I highly recommend. Amazing game. And it's really fun on the Switch, and it's just a great game. So I highly recommend this. I mean, this is up to 4 players on one console, and great for the whole family. You can't go wrong with that either. Alright, so coming in number 3, my friends, this one is an amazing gift, honestly. It's a little bit tricky to find. If you can find it, you are going to blow the minds of your loved one on Christmas. And it is the Super NES Classic Edition. So basically, it's like a little mini version of the Super Nintendo from back in the day. It comes with 2 controllers, which are, you know, basically modeled exactly after the old Super NES controllers. And there are a bunch of different games on here. There are, I can't remember, I think it's like 21 if I recall. 21, I believe it's 21. You got you know, Super Mario RPG, you got Super Mario World, you got Contra 3, The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Kart, you know, Star Fox 2, which was never released before, Donkey Kong Country, a bunch of different awesome games from the Super Nintendo era. And honestly, if you can find this would be an amazing gift idea. And it's about, I think, if you live in the US, I think it's $80, and it's closer to $100 in Canada. So it's a little bit more pricey, but it kind of sits around that, you know, the range of what you pay for a game, I guess you could say. And so this is actually what it looks like. This is the Super NES. It's very small, Super NES Classic Mini, and then you got the controller. So again, if you guys can find this, man, like, this would be a very good idea for a gift, in my opinion. Alright, my friends, so these top 2 suggestions are going to be the most expensive, but in my opinion, they're the most amazing. So number 2, we talked about 3DS games, but how about a 3DS console or a 2DS console? They all play 3DS games, which would be absolutely amazing. This one here is mine specifically. You're not going to find this specific one because this is a special edition. It's just the one I have that I own to show you guys. So, you know, 3DS, you can't go wrong with it. This is a new 3DS XL. What that means, the new in the title, means that it has a little C-stick here. It has a faster processor. It came out, what, 2 years ago? I don't know how long it's been now, but I think the 3DS is still very, very relevant. There's lots of amazing games, as I mentioned earlier, on it. You know, the 3D on the new 2DS, or the new 3DS, rather, it works perfectly as a face tracking camera, so it works really well. And again, just the 3DS, you know, console family, or family consoles, or whatever the phrasing is. It's just a really good console to get. There's a lot of amazing games on it, and you know, the new 3DS XL is a little bit more expensive. If you're looking for something cheaper, you can get the new 2DS XL, which basically it kind of looks similar to the 3DS, but it doesn't have 3D in it. That's why it's called a 2DS, but it plays all the same games, exact same. So the new 2DS XL, it, you know, has the clamp kind of screens like this, if you will. Now, if you have a younger child, maybe get like a 2DS, just a normal 2DS, because they're basically like they look like a wedge, a slab, if you will. They're harder to break. You know, you can't snap off the screen because it's all like one piece. You guys see a picture up on screen right now. And those are actually cheaper. The normal 2DS is the cheapest. They run for about $100 Canadian. So that's probably like what, $70 US, give or take. The 2DS XL is $100 more than that. And the 3DS is about, I think, $50 more than the 2DS XL, if that makes sense. So, again, I'll have links in the description below that you guys can probably follow to go to all these different products on Amazon and stuff, or at least most of them, to kind of help you guys out as best as I can. So, a 2DS or a 3DS console is definitely highly recommended in my opinion. Alright, so coming in at number 1, my friends, I'm sure a lot of you guys may have guessed this. Now, it's last, but it's definitely not least. Most expensive out of this whole list, but the most amazing in my opinion. And that is the Nintendo Switch, my friends. The Nintendo Switch came out last year, and it is an absolute must-have, in my opinion, for any Nintendo fan. There's amazing games on it. It can be played on the TV by putting it into a dock, which mine is hooked up, so I didn't bring it over on camera here. I apologize. Or it can be played in handheld like this. So I can literally just turn it on like this, and I can just start playing. Just like that. I can play it on the go, as you guys can see. So I have some updates to install, so there is that. But the other cool thing is the Joy-Cons. These are the controllers. They just come out of this like tablet portion right here, and they can each be used as its own controller. So in a way, it's coming with 2 controllers right out of the right out of the box, if you will, because you can use these as like mini controllers, and these come with wrist straps as well that you can put on to be safe. If you're playing a game that involves motion. Not every game involves motion, but some of them do. And they just snap back on like that. So the Nintendo Switch, highly recommend it. Like I showed you guys earlier, there's a ton of games already out for it, and there's a ton more coming. XENOBLADE Chronicles 2 just came out. Fire Emblem Warriors is out. Next year we got a new Kirby game coming out. We got a brand new Yoshi game coming out. There's a new Metroid coming, Metroid Prime 4. There's a lot of Nintendo games on the Nintendo Switch, so I highly, highly, highly recommend this one if you can afford it. It's definitely a really great choice. Alright, so there you have it, my friends. Those are my top 10 suggestions. Now, I know I cheated a bit. One of the categories was all the 3DS games. One of the categories is all the Switch games. But, I want to give you guys as many suggestions as possible. Not everyone is into Zelda, for example. And not everyone's into, Pokemon, for example. So I want to give you guys a little bit of a variety, things you can get that are cheaper, things you get that are more expensive, toys, board games, stocking stuffers, actual, games themselves, consoles. There's a little bit of everything in this list, posters, everything. So hopefully that helped you guys, to give you guys a few ideas. If it did, please smash the like button, share it around with those to kind of help other people out with some ideas, if you will. Apologize if this video was lengthy, but again, I want to give you guys much information, many ideas as possible. Now, for your guys' convenience, I will have as many links to as many of the products I mentioned as possible in the description below. So click the description, the little drop-down menu. You guys can see a full list of all the items that I mentioned in this video, where you guys can go directly to and purchase any of the items, again, that I mentioned in this video. But let me know what you guys think. What do you plan to pick up for your loved ones for Christmas, whether it's Nintendo themed or not? I mean, let me know. I'm curious about all things and all ideas that you guys have for gift ideas, even if it's outside the Nintendo realm. So let me know what you guys plan to either ask for or give someone else this Christmas 2017. If you guys enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the comment, share all that awesome stuff for all amazing Nintendo content. And like always, until next time, game on and Merry Christmas, my friends.